loosely hold it and you want to hold under its belly.
Yeah, okay.
Mate, what a cracker.
He's a monster, this thing.
What a stunning fish. Welcome back to my lure box. In today's video, something that's been coming for a long time. I've had heaps of questions on this over the years and I haven't put a really specific video together, and this might be the last time that I can do it as it is. We're going to run through my boat and I'm going to show you what I've got in here. I've actually been gutting it and there's a whole story behind that. I'm going to explain a little bit about that, but let's get into it. Take a look at this. It's the cleanest it's been in a very long time because I've been pulling everything out. So the bilge pumps come out, obviously that's been in there forever. The sounder's off, the rod holders are off, drink holders, everything's been coming out, including all of my electrics. So everything in there, what a mess. It's disgusting, and I have abused this thing for such a long time that it's in need of some TLC, I think. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through the boat as it is and then talk to you about the differences. So have a look at the platform setup. Now this has served me so well over the years. It's basically just one big platform with a tiny little footwell, and if you followed my channel for a long time and watched these videos, you'll see how I roll in it. I just run across the top of it front and back, and I can fish and run up and down if I'm fighting a fish or anything, so it's been absolutely brilliant. It's just a small sort of like it's not very deep, so I can get across super shallow stuff. It's a car topper. It's almost like a crabbing tinny, 3.7 metre Quintrex Traveller. I've probably had it for 15 years, and those of you that have been following my videos since the start would know that I've had to recarpet it because I wore it all out. Just running up and down here and wearing shoes on here and things, wore it out over the years. But yeah, there's a lot in here that I think makes it fantastic for fishing. Let's start right at the back. I'm running a 25 horsepower Yemi, and I'm going to pull these out so you can see we've had rain overnight again, which is making the rivers super dirty still. This summer's been nuts for it with the change in the weather systems. But yeah, that's what I've got in there. I've had it upgraded, so there's been some mods to it there to strengthen that transom. And right down in here that I had when I very first bought the boat, I had a bloke who'd worked with Quintrex upgrade it so that it could take a bit of a heavier prop. Have a look at this though. This is a sign of the time that it's done. Take a look at this. Look at these props. This isn't all of them, but I've gone through some props. That slowed me up, that rock, and been across plenty of sandbanks, and that's one of the real benefits of something like this, like a smaller tinny. Often when I'm chasing jacks, I'm going way up into the back of creeks, like through lakes, like shallow lakes and things, or through tiny little sections where you've just got to boost and shoot over little drop zones of sandbanks and things, and doesn't always work out the way that I'd like, but this thing has kept me going right through it and been able to get me into some great fishing spots. If you followed my channel, you would have seen a lot of that stuff, crazy sections that no one really ever gets to. So for that reason I love it. Let's have a look through a bit more of this stuff. So yeah, I've pulled the rod holders out, the sounder's gone. You can pull this out, I'll give you a look. So put you down and give you a look in here, because some of this is going to be changing. So you can take that out and you can see that it's been built up. Alright, and I'm going to gain this back, so I'm going to go back to this I think and get rid of these for a little while, just because we're travelling this year with the family and I want it to be a little bit safer for the kids. So for me, fishing, awesome, but I'm going to make a couple of modifications. Some of them might be temporary, some of them might be forever. We'll just see how we go. But I'm going to take this platform out, get it replaced. Pete's going to replace it with some modifications so that the kids are a little bit safer. If it's a bit rougher, they can sit in there. Or I'm going to try and do something here. So I've taken that out. Have a look at this. You might never have seen this before, but that there is not plywood. Alright, so that's alley core, and super light, but I'm going to get that taken out. I'm going to try and do something in here. You can see where the batteries sit, so I usually run with like 2 batteries in there, all my tackle boxes up the side, and this just flips out, okay? And I'm going to try and create something here with Pete, who's just a mastermind at this stuff, so that the kids can sit up here and have their feet in there or stand there and be nice and safe. You know, if we're going to be heading up north, which we are, and spending some time in some croc infested rivers and doing some filming and things and lots of fishing, I want the kids to be able to stand and watch and do a lot of viewing and stuff too, as well as the fishing. So that's what I've got in the middle there. The live well here, which I don't usually keep fish in there unless I'm doing live bait fishing. It's rare that I'll hold a fish in there during a session. If you've got a live well and you're keeping fish in there, just make sure that you keep that water nice and cool and you're replenishing it. That's one of the things that hurts the return to water for the fish. They'll get cooked in there if you leave them in there and it gets too hot. Alright, let me show you what I've got up here. So these little things here are like old swivel seat mounts. I've put them around the boat and I use those for filming, just for mounting my camera on and that. Let's move forward and I'll show you what we've got here. So this is more of this alley core. Alright, so these are super lightweight. And pull them out. They've served me so well over the years. I've done a lot of dancing and carrying on and yelling and yahooing, bringing fish and throwing them up on that deck. This is disgusting in here. It's all starting to 15 years of salt water getting in there or rainwater sitting in there, because I don't really maintain my stuff that well. Anyone who knows me very well knows that I'm a bit bashy with that, and I just get out and if I've got a chance between maintaining my stuff and fishing, I'm going fishing the whole time. So things tend to cop a beating, but that's it in there. And I used to run a bucket in here with all my recovery and safety gear and another battery. So for years I've run 3 batteries because I've got a 24 volt electric up the front. This weapon, this thing that just punches me around really well, that's a 24 volt Minn Kota, my iPilot. So I've run 2 batteries, 2 12 volts in the middle of the boat for that, and then 1 up the front. And the reason I split them is I was getting noise and relay through my Humminbird sounder the whole time, and I tried things I got on blogs years and years ago. I got like little noise reduction things, little dampeners, isolation things. I've tried that and I just couldn't get it right, so I just ended up going for a little bit of weight up the front, which has served me well when this thing's shooting through creeks and things. But yeah, if you've got some ideas around how to get rid of that noise, if you've dealt with that problem, I'd love to hear your comments, because I'm still running 3 batteries and it'd be nice to run 2 if the family's in this. So anyway, that's it. It's still in great shape for the years and years that I've put into it, and this is probably the most maintenance I've had done. I've just had that replaced because that wore through over the years, and I had Pete replace that. But hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into the boat, how it's been put together. There's changes coming because we're changing our whole lifestyle for a year, and I'm going to talk to you a lot more in detail in the coming weeks about what that means and what we're doing to prepare for that. But hopefully you can see this before I go modding it to get the kids going, because if you're looking at, you know, setting up a tinny for fishing, I've seen a lot of them that have come out that look very similar to mine now, and obviously that decking is just such a game changer if you're casting lures with your mates all day. Right, so that's basically it. The platforms and everything, I've pulled them out. I'm taking this down to Pete at Spec to help me get going and change things up, just to make it a little bit more kid safe and kid friendly compared to just my casting deck platform right the way through. I'm desperate to keep it the same up the front to make sure all that casting stuff can keep going exactly the way I like it for the trip. That's been one of the challenges, but we're working it out. We've got some good solutions. You want to get up there, mate? Do you want a hand?
Daddy, when are we going to Pete?
We're going now, mate. Tommy's going to be with me all the time. It's going to be epic. He's on the boat all the time. Doesn't care if it's on the water. He just wants to be on the boat. So yeah, look, these platforms and everything, most of them are going to stay. There's some little modifications that are coming. Wait, what do you think I should do? Should I get the thing re-wrapped? I've been running that for about, must be over 12 years now, and I've scuffed it up, bring it onto the trailer in some hectic windy conditions and big tidal flows, but 12 years it's been like that. It's bubbling up here. I reckon I need to switch up and do a little change. If you've got some ideas for a nice boat wrap or something that you've done, something that you like, or who to contact, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Maybe I could put some of my branding on there as well, some mylurebox stuff, but yeah, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are and your thoughts for the boat. If you've got any ideas, let me know. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope this has inspired you if you're getting into your fishing or you're wanting to build a deck yourself. Just some ideas. You don't have to go with the alley core. That was a long time ago, and plywood's probably, you know, just a great solution as well. I think that's standard for most guys now. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.